Hello, 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 everybody. I really hope this is working. I'm going to double check this right now to make sure the audio is working, but hopefully you can hear me and you can see me. I had to end the other broadcast because apparently my audio cut out and I had no way of rectifying it, and I don't know what the hell happened. So I'm just going to double check things on my end just to see if maybe we can make sure that that's not happening anymore. Sounds good. It sounds like it's working on both the Book of Face. I have not checked the Tube of View yet, but I'm assuming that the Tube of View is also working. But both places cut out. I don't know what the heck happened. Yeah, it's fixed because I had to end the broadcast unexpectedly because nothing I was doing on this end was working. And it's kind of weird considering that we were doing all of this sophisticated, complicated stuff, and I had you on for a little while, and I came back on with ease, and you would still hear me when I came back on. And I don't know. Maybe it was a sign. Maybe it was a sign from the universe that I needed to just shut my trap and that the tarot and astrology lesson was complete. I also blame the Tube of You video that I was sharing from somebody else that I guess it wasn't allowing me to rant about the misinformation that was in that particular video, because I think there's some references to ancient Egyptian astrology and Hellenistic astrology that I don't know, it sounded a little bit inaccurate. So yeah, or Uranus recalibration also might be happening too. Yeah, I maybe it's a gift. Maybe it's a gift that my audio was not working at that point because I was getting a little bit annoyed. It sounded like they were going into some of the roots of astrology from ancient Egypt, and I've heard that shit before when when I was doing my research for how to read tarot for the chapter on history of tarot and history of cartomancy, and there's this misconception that continues to occur about how tarot is rooted in ancient Egypt, or that's the history. And it's just like, yeah, no. Yeah, I didn't think so either. Yeah, no. No Egypt for deacon wheels, nor for tarot. So anyway, thank you all for bearing with me as I redo stuff. But we were talking about the let me go back here, show you where we are in the episode. We were talking about tarot and astrology from the perspective of the minor arcana. So using a deacon wheel, like what we showed before, and like what Sophia was talking about a little bit before. So Sophia's taught us how to use that wheel, and also when you would use that wheel. You don't use it for every single reading. And if you're wondering about that, you can look at the other part 2 the other part 2 video that's longer in length, because we've got a lot of good information there. I only had to cut it out because my audio had cut out. So yeah, Sophia is saying France, yeah, but no Egypt. Exactly. So maybe that's just a sign that I was leaning too strongly on a pretty deacon wheel and a very lovely voice of that other YouTuber, instead of trusting my own instinct and being like, that sounds like a little bit of BS that's going on right there. So I believe we're at the point where we're at the mid-episode reading, and I'm not seeing a lot of people. So I'll still open it up because I noticed that there are a lot of people, again, that I said this last week, that there are a lot of people that are coming in at the top of the episode and immediately like writing their questions into the chat. No hi, no how you doing, really, and just assuming that I'm just going to pull cards for you. And that is not how this works on this particular live stream. Because when I've done it, there are people that are kind of rude about it. There are people that are not appreciative about it. There are people that are very demanding about it. And honestly, if you want to book a reading with me, you have to do so through my website. tarotbyhillary.com is the only way to book a reading with me. And I would encourage you to do that because I'm good at my job. Thank you. But for the mid-episode reading, it is an opportunity to have a live reading for free on the broadcast. And it is a contest, basically. You know, you'll submit your name by putting in a keyword that I'm going to drop in a minute or so. And then you will be put into the picker wheel, and then we'll spin the wheel, and whoever's name comes up, that is the person that then can put their question into the chat and get their reading. So it's the mid-episode reading. It's my way of keeping things fair and balanced and light, and so that I don't go personally insane with all of these reading requests. I swear there's a widget on here, my sticky notes widget, that has said basically that. Like, I not now, but I used to have to write like free reading requests will be ignored roundly and utterly. But you know, the sticky note here is basically what I say below. tarotbyhillary.com is my website. That is the way to book a reading with me and nowhere else. Okay, so now that let me update the crawler. So now that I'm saying that, now is the time for the mid-episode reading. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up. And to be considered for a live reading, now this is not an automatic win here. Just because you put in the keyword doesn't mean you automatically get it. We're going to spin the picker wheel and someone's going to be chosen. One person can only win. And if it interests you and you don't happen to win tonight, tune in to next week's episode for an opportunity to submit your name again, okay? Because you might not win tonight, but you might win next week or the week after. So keep trying if you haven't gotten a mid-episode reading yet. So to be considered for a live reading, drop the word. I'm gonna keep with last week's keyword. Drop the word astro into the chat. And if we don't have any takers, then we'll just move on to the weekend forecast and finish off. And it'll seem like it's a really short episode, but it's actually not, because the meat of the episode is going to be in a different video because my audio stopped working. Some things you just can't control. Like Sophia was saying before, Uranus recalibration. Oh, okay. Patricia. Hi, Patricia. Welcome to the broadcast. You have put in astro, which means you are in the running to be considered for the mid-episode reading. We'll spin the picker wheel soon. So let me put your name in the picker wheel. Patricia. I'm going to take out Katie's name because I know that Katie is not here. She had to leave. So you're very welcome, Patricia. Any other takers? And by the way, Sophia, you can feel free to submit because it's been a while since you won the reading. I think it's been a few months now. So feel free to submit your name again if you would like. Jack is here. Jack, welcome to the broadcast. You have put in the word astro to be considered for a reading. So I'm putting you in there. And you're in there. Sophia, who has kindly taken us through the decan wheel this week on this week's episode, has also put in astro. So Sophia. Yeah. All right. So we've got Jack, we've got Patricia, we've got Sophia. Any other takers to be considered for a reading? I am going to find my countdown widget, and I'm going to give us another 3 minutes, I would say. 3 minutes is usually a nice amount of time. So, contest closes in 2 minutes and 53, 2, one. And hopefully showing that full screen did not mess up my audio. People gotta keep me apprised of that if they can't hear me, because that would suck. And then you wouldn't be able to hear the reading. And by the way, just so you know, Sophia and I are working on something together for deep diving on some of the tarot decks that we have in common. And so we both have copies of Robert M. Place's decks, the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery and the Alchemical Tarot. They might not be the same editions though, but I was just like, yes, I have it somewhere, so I had to look for it. But I found it. So here's my copy of Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery, and here's my copy of the Alchemical Tarot Renewed 4th edition. So I think Sophia has a different edition. So not only are we going to be working with the Alchemical Tarot, we'll also be working probably with different editions so we can compare and contrast those different editions of the same deck. Yeah. So Sophia's saying, it's going to be fun. I have a whole plan. I look forward to hearing about your plan. Let me grab my deck. I'm feeling guided to use the Reflective Tarot, which is featuring the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. It's shiny. It's shiny. It's pretty. So that is where the reading is going to come from once we've selected the person. And just to let you know, for the people that have entered to win, once we select a name, I'm going to ask that person to put their question into the chat, and then I will pull 3 cards and give the reading live here on air. So that's the parameters. Like if you're agreeing, if you've already dropped an astro, you're agreeing to be read live here on the broadcast. So just remember that. Keep that in mind. All right, 28 more seconds. If you have not dropped the keyword astro into the chat yet, you got 19 seconds to do so, to be considered. And then we're going to spin the wheel. So right now we have Patricia entered, we have Jack entered, and we have Sophia entered. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay. Let me remove this. The contest is closed. Let me hide this. Let me pull this up, and also let me share the picker wheel. Okay, picker wheel. All right, so you know, and you have this list. Let me show you now. Wait, where is it? Okay. All right, I'm showing it. Oh, excuse me. Here, side by side. No, that doesn't work. Side by side doesn't work. And of course, I'm blocking it out. Hold, please. There we go. Okay, so now everyone can see. Everyone can see that they're entered. We've got Jack, Patricia, and Sophia. So you've got a 1 in 3 chance. What does that come down to? 33.33% chance of winning. So Jack's entered, Patricia's entered, and Sophia is entered. So now we are going to hide this, and let us spin the wheel. Ooh, that's the closest. That That is the closest it's ever been. It was almost Sophia there, but it is Patricia. So Patricia, welcome to, I think this is your first time here, and you're a first time winner as well here. So go ahead and put your question that you would like to ask the cards into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards from the Reflective Tarot and give you a reading right here on the broadcast. So thank you to Sophia and thank you to Jack for participating. And if you're interested in trying again next week, we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I teach on a different topic. Next week's episode is going to be unboxing the Labyrinth Tarot. So in the middle of the episode, we will break to do exactly this, the mid-episode reading. Okay. Excuse me, because I'm like gurgling over here from my hibiscus. My hibiscus LaCroix. Hopefully this is not the other person that was entered to win. Patricia, I can read on it. Just know that I'm a reader. I'm a reader. I'm not a cop. I'm not a lawyer. I am not a medical professional, doctor, therapist. I am simply a tarot reader. So you can feel free for me to read on this question or something else, but it's up to you. So I'll give you a minute to think about it. And if you're okay with this question, then I will read on this question. So let me know. I'm going to put my cards down. I should hope so. Sophia is saying, no, laughing my out. No, this Jack is chill. Bad coincidence. Yes. All right. Now, most of the time, tarot does not like yes or no questions. They can answer yes or no questions, but they'll usually answer it in more depth than just a simple yes or no. Okay. A little bit of background information here. This guy is terrorizing the neighborhood. He always outwits the deputies. All right. So we are reading on this. Okay. So I'm shuffling. Whoop, I got a flyer card there, so I'm going to grab that after I finish shuffling. So that's going to be the first card, and we're going to pull 2 more. We might also get a sense of how we can help, right? How can we help that situation? So I think with the flyer card that came out, I'm going to tell you, yeah, a jumper. Yes, exactly. Okay. So the jumper card, unfortunately, Patricia, the jumper card is the Sun card and it is reversed. So considering the question that you're asking is like a yes or no question, and will he ever get caught? And the fact that it's the Sun card, but it's reversed, to me, it's just like, I don't think he's going to get caught. I think he's going to continue to, like, I don't know what the situation is, and I don't need to know the situation. But what I feel with these cards that are coming up, and also your little bit about he always outwits the deputies. Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of charm. There's a certain amount of charisma there, where it's just like he is not seen for the terror that he actually is. Like, he's pulled the wool over the deputy's eyes or the law enforcement's eyes, so much so that it's just like they cannot see him for what he truly is. That is my interpretation of the fact that this jumper card that came up is the Sun card reversed. So it's just like the quick answer to your question is no, or not without the help of the following cards. So the middle card we've got is the Two of Cups. Now, this is, yeah, okay, that's confirmation there. He's a gaslighter, absolutely. So here's the thing. With the answer, it's like, it's a no for right now, but it's not, it's more complicated than that. There's like a no, and here's what you can do to help along the situation. This is not a normal interpretation of the Two of Cups. I'm going by context. I'm going about the question that you asked. With the Two of Cups coming up for this, it's just like, you're going to be able to get him if you get in with whoever he is. Wow, this is not going to be kind. Whoever he's fucking. Whoever he is in a relationship with, whoever he's sleeping with, whoever it is. And I feel like there's, again, not a normal interpretation. I feel like there's multiple people, but someone is willing to turn him over if they get screwed over by him. And that possibility is very, very high. I feel like there are people that love him or that are in a relationship, some form of relationship or situationship with him, that is protecting him. And I feel like his luck is going to run out, and that is how he eventually gets caught. It's go where he's like, whose bed is his boots under, basically, and who he's screwing, because he's going to end up pissing off the wrong person, and it's probably going to be someone that is in a relationship with him. So that's the way to get to him. And then the Ace of Swords reversed, it's just like, it's going to be a slow situation. I don't think it's an outright like, yes, he'll get caught and this. It's just like, he'll get caught and then he'll like get out on a technicality, and then he'll get caught again, and like the second time will stick. That's what I feel. So that's what you're getting. Sun reversed, Two of Cups upright, and then Ace of Swords reversed. So it's like, no, but here's how you might be able to catch him. Possibly, Patricia's asking a whistleblower, possibly, but I feel like there's a definite like love connection there, and then he pisses off the wrong person. Does that make sense for you, Patricia? I think it's not gonna, like, as you already know, like, this has been going on for a while, and I think it's going to continue to go on for a while. There's definitely that charm, there's definitely a charisma there, and also the gaslighting too. Thank you very much. This is the very best answer. Yes. 7 years. Oh, well, you know what? This year adds up to a 7. 2023 adds up to a 7. 2 + 2 + 3 equals 7. And that equals a Chariot year. So maybe this is the year that it finally gets resolved. But remember, I didn't say a yes. I said it's a no, you know. You know, he's not going to get caught quite yet, but here's a way to maybe change your no to a yes. Yeah. Aw, poor Jack. I'm fairly certain you're not the Jack. I'm fairly certain you're not the same Jack. I don't think the same Jack would be watching a live stream about tarot and astrology. I'm sure you're a very nice Jack. You're very welcome, Patricia. Sophia's saying, damn. And Patricia's saying, ruled by Uranus, rules change. Yes, and remember, if you happen to be in the start of the episode, unfortunately, I had to restart because my audio went out, but go back and look at the astrology. I'm waiting for this comment from Sophia to pick up. Jack is a friend. Not you, Jack. Not Jack that's in the chat right now. Patricia, the astrology that I talked about from the AstroBiz Digest, Mercury, though Mercury is direct now, Uranus was in retrograde for a time, and it's now gone direct too. So if you're familiar with astrology, you know the difference between Uranus retrograde and Uranus direct. And so we are now in Uranus direct. So, oh no. Patricia, let me clarify. Don't feel sorry for this man. He is an Aries sadistic. Jack is literate. Not your Jack. I'm not feeling sorry for your Jack. I'm feeling sorry for the Jack in the chat. That's not your Jack. Also, ouch, Aries. I'm an Aries. Oh, awesome, Patricia. So you've got tarot and 45 years of tarot and astrology. Okay, cool. Thank you for telling me after. I appreciate that. That's a lot of pressure to read for someone with 45 years of tarot and astrology. I've been in the game for a while though, so. But sometimes we need another person to read for, right? Like sometimes we're too close to the situation and we start to see the things that we want to see rather than the things that the cards are actually saying. So, but thank you very much for trusting me to read your cards for the mid-episode reading, and you're very welcome. So we, yes, exactly. Like sometimes we cannot be objective with ourselves. It's true. It's very, very true. So the main point or the main crux of this week's episode was tarot and astrology part 2. So we did that in another video. Again, I had to restart because of the audio. And so we've covered it. We've covered both the astrological associations with the major arcana of the tarot, and we've now covered this episode with the astrological associations with the minor arcana. Now remember that aces are not like, let me show you quickly the wheel that we were consulting here. Remember that aces do not apply because they're considered that essence, but 2 through 10 and the court cards are in this deacon wheel. So, and we had on Sophia before to explain it a little bit more, especially from a thothy perspective, because sometimes you really can't see those astrological and elemental associations in a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. You see it more clearly in a Thoth deck because that's kind of like what the direction was that Aleister Crowley gave to Lady Frida Harris when she was creating that deck. And that is the reason for the disconnect sometimes between the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Thoth. It's two different thought processes at work and two different artists giving different instructions from the two different thought processes and magical persons' direction. So hopefully I didn't drop more than that on the floor. I don't think so. I knocked over my moisturizer in the last episode, and we had a jumper card for this one. So, all right. Well, any other questions? Any questions about tarot and astrology before we wrap up this episode? I'm going to do the weekend forecast because that's what it says in the agenda right there next to me. We had the astro-weather. We did tarot and astrology. We just did the mid-episode reading. Now it's time for the weekend forecast. And I think I'm going to go with an oracle card because sometimes when I have an intense reading, I would rather just something kinder and gentler. So would you like an oracle card or would you like an affirmation card for the weekend forecast? Vote now in the chat. Oh, yeah. And by the way, if you love the astro-weather, the Teresa Reed's Astro Biz Digest, we are going to have her on Card Slingers. We're going to have her on Card Slingers Coast to Coast if you're interested in that. And I actually just listened to the episode. So like we've already recorded it. It's such a good, oh my God, it's such a good episode. Teresa Reed and Jamie and I talked to her about different tarot topics and also, letting people into the tarot community and what tarot and what can we look forward to in the future. for tarot, like what trends are going to be out there for tarot. And it feels like we're almost moving our way back into fortune telling not being a bad word, or the word psychic not being a bad word when it comes to tarot. More divination, more, future tripping a little bit, more predictive readings. Like, these are not bad things. Yes. So Patricia, yes, Teresa is awesome. Very good teacher. I agree. I'm her original tarot apprentice. Many moons ago, back in 2011, I won the tarot apprentice contest. And so I'm her original apprentice. So she has completely changed my life, and I wouldn't be doing these live streams every week. I wouldn't have my book out if not for the help of Teresa all those years ago. She's awesome. She's great. And she has so many good books out there. Yes, that is correct. Technically speaking, she is her grand mentor. That's correct. Yes. But yeah, she's amazing. Oh, I would love to tell you. The name of my book is How to Read Tarot. It is from Flame Tree Publishing, and it just came out in November. And of course, I do have Teresa in the back of the book for resources, but let me go ahead and pull that here. So this is one of my author copies. How to Read Tarot, Profiles, Guided Exercises, and Reference Charts. And the foreword is by Josephine Ellishaw, who wrote the best-selling Easy Tarot. So that was a very full circle moment to have that that happen, because wow, like I know that Easy Tarot was one of the books that I learned from. So let's see here. Yes, I know that Teresa's back here. There's so much. Yeah, resources. We've got 2 pages of resources in the back here. And Teresa is definitely one of them. We've got also Kitchen Table Tarot by Melissa Sonova, who is one of the co-hosts of Card Slingers Coast to Coast. Let's see. Tarot Inspired Life. That's Jamie. That's another one of my co-hosts. Tarot Diva. 78 Degrees of Wisdom, of course. And Tarot No Questions Asked by Teresa Reed. But she has so much information. It's just like, she's so generous with her time too. And by the way, I'm just going to let you know that that episode that she's on Card Slingers, that will be out next month in February 10th, I believe that episode is going to be published. But she definitely gives homework, and she's got some tough love in there too. So yeah, but my book is How to Read Tarot. Sophia is so sweet. Do you mean How to Read Tarot, the masterwork by Hilary Perry Haggerty, available in all places there are books? Yes, How to Read Tarot by Hilary Perry Haggerty. That's me. And yes, air horn, cash register. Correct. So Patricia is voting for an oracle, and Sophia is also voting for an oracle. So let me grab an oracle deck then. Do I have that? Should I do Work Your Light, or should I do Starseed? I feel like I did Work Your Light like last week. So let me do Starseed this week. So let me go grab it. But yeah. So tons of podcasting going on too. We've got Card Slingers. The newest episode of Card Slingers came out today. And it's basically a preview episode for what's coming up in 2023. Relatively short episode compared to the episodes that we normally do. We try to keep it half an hour or less. But the mentor episodes that are coming up, like the one with Teresa, that might be a little bit over an hour because it's important. So. And then on my own standalone podcast, the Tarot by Hilary podcast, I believe is a Major Arcana in-depth episode on the Hermit card. So, and I think I was just getting feedback from someone like right before I started up the live stream that like the Hermit card is their year card for the year 2023. So that's pretty awesome. My year card is, I think the Hermit was my year card for last year, and I'm moving into a Wheel of Fortune year this year. So I'm looking forward to see what that looks like. All right, let me grab my Starseed Oracle deck for the weekend forecast. Okay, so Oracle deck it is. We are going to be pulling a card from the Starseed Oracle 53 card deck and guidebook by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. If you're familiar with Danielle at all, she is the artist behind the Star Child Tarot and the Moon Child Tarot. And this Oracle deck and the Work Your Light Oracle deck is a collaboration between her and Rebecca Campbell. Now, Rebecca Campbell is an author of Light is the New Black and Rise Sister Rise. And I believe she came out with another oracle called the Rose Oracle, but I'm not sure if Danielle is the artist on that one. So, and I don't have that one. So anyway, where is my weekend forecast crawler? Okay. Let me pull up. All right. No. Put that down. Okay. And I just want, I'm going to put it out there. Please go easy on us. Though I know people love when the cards come for me. They enjoy that more than anything. I get it. I understand. All right. What do we need to know for this weekend? One more shuffle. Wait. No, I don't want to. So the card that we're getting for this weekend is wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. Let me show you that. And let me go to the guidebook for that, because oftentimes when you're working with an oracle deck, you can't interpret it in the same way that you would a tarot deck, because the tarot deck has its own structure. Pretty much once you learn the structure of a tarot deck, you can read with most tarot decks, but with an oracle deck, it is at the complete discretion of the oracle creator. So sometimes you really need the guidebook for the oracles. So wait. So wait is a, oh, that's right, page 118. Okay. Listen up. This is the weekend forecast for this weekend, Friday, January 27th to the 28th, 29th. Wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world, where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean, wait, it's not yet time. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when, on the surface, it appears that nothing is happening. To remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all of the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission slip to slow down, switch off, and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up the patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. So the inquiry to this card is, how can you slow down, be more patient, and wait? Oh, that is just so compelling to me, especially after um, things that came up in therapy this week, things that came up in the tappings that I did this week, especially the one on boundaries. I was being very much guided about time boundaries and saying, like, you know what, an instant response is not helpful to anyone. And a more thoughtful response, maybe 24 hours later, may be the better approach, because it shows that you care enough to give a quality answer rather than a knee-jerk re-answer. Knee-jerk answer, or re-answer, reaction, but answer as well. And so there are different ways to assert boundaries, and some of that is time boundaries. Some of that is, can I get back to you on that? And then have the space and the grace to actually think about it before responding. An instant response is so often expected, and at times even a currency. So wait, think about it, right? Oh, Hillary, do you ever read the Lenormand? Yes, I do read the Lenormand. I really love it. I don't know if it necessarily loves me. And we do have a past episode that on the Tube of You on the YouTube channel. So if you want to look and see, look in the search bar and do Lenormand, I did do a past episode on Lenormand. Actually, it's funny that you asked that, because I was just reaching over my Lenormand deck by Jamie Sawyer to get to my Starseed Oracle. So I have my tarot brain though, so sometimes it's very hard to get out of the way of my tarot brain and use the Lenormand brain. But I do appreciate that whole concept of going back to the question, having it be read as a sentence, so I'll use them. My clients, and I'll use them sometimes. I'll pull 3 Lenormand cards to clarify a tarot card sometimes, just to mix and match the cards that I'm working with. And sometimes my clients will request it by name, even though they don't really know the name, but they'll call them the little cards, because I primarily work with Kendra's Vintage Petite Lenormand. So they're like yay big. You can do a grand tableau with them a little bit easier, because the smaller the cards, the more room you have for the grand tableau. But yes, but my main squeeze is tarot. But thank you for asking. I do enjoy the Lenormand. I don't know if the Lenormand enjoys me. Very, very long answer for a pretty short question. That's either yes or no. But yeah, I think the card came from me, even though I asked them to be gentle. But I mean, it is a gentle enough answer. But sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves. And actually, this is kind of a perfect card for the weekend that I have planned, because we're doing our Imbolc celebration within my coven tomorrow. So makes a lot of sense that the wait card would be coming up. So I hope it makes sense for you. I hope it helps you. And that's the reason why we do the weekend forecast after every episode. All right, so that's it, folks. Thank you all for being so patient with me, especially since the audio crapped out. But so you're going to have your episode in 2 parts. Episode Tarot and Astrology Part 2 in 2 parts this time around. And we do this again every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I believe that next week's episode is going to be unboxing the Labyrinth Tarot from Insight Editions Publishing. And that is going to be a true unboxing, because I haven't even taken it out of the cellophane yet. So Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I would not be doing these live streams every week without viewers. So, and yes, thank you for asking. Hold on. Patricia's asking, what is your website? That's exactly what I was about to display, Patricia. tarotbyhillary.com is my website. That's where you can find all of my stuff, all of my writings, all of my podcast stuff. I do too. Yeah, bunch of information and different things on tarot and astrology and metaphysical stuff and magic and charming tarot cards and all sorts of stuff. And that's also where you can book a reading session, reading with me, and a tapping session with me, because I am a tapping practitioner as well. So, and that's what I was about to say. That's how I end the episode. So thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I am Hillary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. I firmly believe that everybody has intuition, and tarot is the way in for me and for many other people, but there are multiple ways to find and access your intuition. And as I say in my book, roughly paraphrased, is like, you didn't pick up this book because you wanted to learn tarot. You didn't. You picked up this book because you wanted to access your intuition, and that is completely fine and okay too, and I welcome that. So have a wonderful week, everybody. Remember the wait card this weekend for the weekend forecast, and I will see you again next time, same bat channel, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Tube of You and the Book of Face, wherever you tune in from. Bye.